Hello humans, it's Stephen again with another Automobilista video. Today we're going to have a 6-lap race with the Copa Fusca at Curvelo circuit in Brazil. But before we start, may I draw your attention to the bottom left-hand corner of the screen where something extraordinary has happened. Yes, I'm in the game. I'm a member of the beta forum for Riser Studios, and they recently asked members whether they'd like to be in the game or not. I said, yes, please. And so there I am. And I'm teammates with Bruno Sousa, who I've never met. But Bruno, I hope there are no team orders. And let's have a look at the car, shall we? I asked Renato Simeone, who's the head of Riser Studios, if I could please have a sexy livery. And I think he's delivered. Look at that. It's glorious. It's got to be worth another couple of brake horsepower. There's even a big number 22 on the top for helicopter shots. So thank you to Riser Studios for that. I'm chuffed. If we have a look at the facts on the left, this car is rear-wheel drive. It's a Volkswagen, of course. The odometer has only 238 miles, so it's fresh out of the factory, and really I should be running the engine in. Power 114 horsepower, torque 89 foot-pounds, mass 1800 pounds, 4-speed 8-shifter. The most important thing, I think, is at the end of that list that the car runs on radial road tyres, which I interpret to mean as it having absolutely no grip whatsoever. Anyway, please join me on the track. And here we are at lovely Curvelo in Brazil. For the Portuguese and Brazilian viewers out there, if there are any, I'm about to make you laugh because I'm going to try and say the names of the corners here. Whoever named them enjoyed doing it, and I think I'm going to return the compliment. So here we are on the grid. The engine of the Fusca is in the back, of course, all the weight's in the back, so the nose is going to rear up. Wish me luck. And there it goes. The AI is set at 100% on high aggression. First thing to note is just how pretty these Fuscas, these Beetles look. It's like being in a snail race where all the snails have been painted. It's so unusual to see cars of this shape on a racing track. But Automobilista is known for its variety of content, and this is a prime example. Now this straight has a wonderful name, Adios Mumai, Goodbye Mummy. That's got to be the best name for any straight, ever. And now we're coming to Curva da Orelha, or ear curve. And now Pequezeiro, which my translation is little wig, which can't be right, surely. This is Ferradura, or horseshoe, for obvious reasons. Next up is Anzol, which is hook, or fish hook. Well, I must remember to change gear every now and then. And this next bend doesn't have a name, nor does it have a curb on the outside, which makes it a bit nerve-wracking because you can easily drift onto the grass. This is Cauda da Onça, or the Jaguar's Tail. Great name for an interesting corner, although the Fusca does not like that corner one little bit. This is Norte, or North Corner. And then we come to a pair of corners, well, twins actually. Shema 1 and Shema 2. So the twins 1 and 2. So I'll just call them the twins from now on, if you don't mind. And this is Boomerang, no doubt because of the shape of the curb there. Not all the corners have names. And finally we come to Cotovelo, which sounds rather exotic to my ears, but in English is rather prosaically elbow. And that's a lap of Circuito dos Cristais, or Curvelo in Brazil. Now let's see if the Fusca can do the ton. 98, 100 miles an hour, there we are. this corner here is my nemesis. The Fusca is tail happy, the back wants to come out all the time, and if I go into second gear there I get lots of wheel spin. But third does bog down a bit. And not last again. It's a miracle. Now, S de Quebec again. Head of the S, or S of the head, I'm not quite sure which. Now there are two configurations to this circuit. We're on the longer configuration. The shorter one was opened only a few months ago and hosted the 2017 stock car race. And Automobilista very impressively put the new configuration in the sim just a few days after the real life configuration was finished. And of course Automobilista also includes all the cars from the 2015 and 2017 seasons of the Brazilian Stock Car Championship, plus all the circuits. And if Automobilista consisted, whoops-a-daisy, it consisted simply of the Brazilian stock cars and the circuits, I'd have been happy. Fortunately, they've got a lot of other content, the Fusca being one of them. This is part of the Brazilian touring car DLC. And it's a real challenge. There's not much you can do to the car. The gears are fixed. There are only 4 of them as well, so you're stuck with what the engine can give you. You can change the brakes, the tyre pressure, the camber, the toe, and you can basically have the anti-roll bar on or off. And that's it, I think. So a fast lap is up to the driver, really, which is going to make it absolutely perfect for league races, as has been suggested in some videos I've seen on the internet when other people have reviewed it. I think Inside Sim Racing reviewed it. I must say this Curvelo circuit is a breath of fresh air. It's got excellent definition. He said, driving off it. You've got the track, the grass, the curbs, the trees, and not much else. What it doesn't have is huge painted runoff areas, which I think spoil quite a few circuits nowadays. You'll forgive my terrible driving, sorry about that. It looks as though it's been here for quite a while, but as I said, it's brand new. And it does suit fast cars. If they can run real-life stock cars here, they can run those things. But for low-powered cars like the Fusca, the Brazilian touring cars, it's perfect. Most cars love this corner here at the bottom, where you can just hook the nose into that camber and you can carry a lot of speed, but the Fusca is very temperamental through there. Now, this car brings out the schizophrenic in me. There are 2 ways to drive this car. The sensible and quick way is to brake gently and early. Make sure you hit the apex. And then cock up the rest of the corner. And just drive it gently. Keep the momentum going. The other way to drive it, which happens when I get frustrated, is to just drift it all over the place. So sometimes when I drive this, I'm a gentleman driver smoking a pipe and wearing a tweed cap. Other times I'm a white-knuckled drift monster. Oh dear. I'm sorry about this, I'm all over the place talking and driving. But anyway, I'll shut up for a few seconds so you can have a listen to the Fusca, and I'll try and see if I can catch up some of these cars. So it's a feisty thing, and I think that half lap demonstrated what I meant about the psychotic personality it brings out in one. You can drive it very smoothly, but you can also just drift it forever and a day. Try second gear here. I do not like this corner in this car. I just cannot get the hang of it. But again, we're still not last. Oh, come back, there we go. Now the force feedback, as in the other cars in the touring car DLC, is a bit heavier than a lot of other Automobilista cars, but again there's lots of information. Shades of Herbie Rides Again. There's a reference for older viewers. So let the car come round early on the power. And you can balance the car on the throttle around here if you get it right. I got it a bit wrong. Now, league races are going to be completely unpredictable in this thing, because there's always an accident waiting around the next corner. Yet it's a very friendly car, as long as you remember that the back end likes to pop out at any moment. But as you can see, you can really tuck into the corners. One thing about Curvelo, lots of the corners have friendly cambers which suck you into the apex, and the closer you can get, the easier it is to drive. Although I always make a hash of this corner. The mechanics in the pits are looking at me, wondering what I'm doing to their lovely engine, over revving it like that. And here's the thing you don't do very often: draft in a Beetle. Last lap, okay. That's a 2:28. The best I've done so far is a 2:27.8. I think I must have done that on a leap day or something. That's from second to third. Now I have the tyres warmed up a bit so I can keep my foot down, yes. So it's an exciting drive. We're on the edge of grip all the time. And I think that the models look great on this. And that corner is very exciting. You can carry a lot of speed into it. Oh no, don't bump. I got a slight nudge there. They are on high aggression. And then again, so am I. Good Lord, an actual overtake. And you can see if you get the power and the slide just right, you really gain a lot of time. Now that was fun. Can we get one more before the end of the race? And I like that there's a little bit of dirt on the skirts of the Fuscas. The cars aren't pristine. What do we think? A dive bomb? Have a go. Heavy on the brakes. A little bit around. Accelerate up the hill, overdo it. I think we've got away with it. Let's have a quick look in the mirror.
That's the checkered flag.
Good Lord. 9th place. This is a glorious day. Sorry if you could hear any rumbling while I was talking. That's the steering wheel. I can't do much about that. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know. And if you loathed it, please let me know as well. And it's thank you and goodbye.